What's going on, YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video, 6-month update. So I'm gonna tell you what my experience has been like with the Integra for the past 6 months. So time flew by with it. 8,500 miles into it, daily driver right here, and it's been a great car. Not perfect though. It is not a perfect car, but it is an outstanding vehicle. So I'm in this parking lot. Thought it would be a good background for me, but we got these flags clickety clanking, and it smells like trash. But the dumpsters are way back there. Anywho, the Integra. So I got a couple of new things, annoyances, or just a problem. One of them I seen happen more than once. Another one was just a one-on-one type issue, and still seeing most of the same other issues I had in the past, but I'll get more into that later on. But let's hop into my 6-month update. The car is in normal shape. I have not been able to get this goop off since I purchased the car. I need to put some goo going on there, but that's been there for all 8,500 miles. Washed this thing twice, once myself, once at the dealership, but it is still a fantastic car for a daily driver, and I have not been disappointed yet. So I know you all know that I was looking at the WRX. Still no regrets, even though I would like the handbrake on there, but this is a fine vehicle. Both of them are fine. Like, I wouldn't be mad at anybody for getting the WRX over this, and no one should be mad at me for getting this over a WRX. Depends on what you want most in the car, but I wanted the comfort. I got the comfort. The interior of this thing still looks good. I don't vacuum my car, shut up. Red seats still look the same. The leather still the same. Just drove the TLX. That leather is softer, so a little bit jealous of that. So that's the real accurate stuff I was talking about. But everything else has been pretty good in here. So let me talk about the first thing that I noticed that happened. The one thing that I did notice is I was parking the car one day. I was in the parking lot at work. I was in reverse, backing into a spot as I normally do. So we're in reverse. I'm going back, and the car just slams on the brakes, and I just stall out. So what had happened was, so I just happened to park here, and this puddle happened to be there, but it saw a bigger puddle. It was like it wasn't even snowy. It was snowing at the moment, and it saw a puddle, and I guess it thought the puddle was a person, or maybe a person was behind that on the sidewalk. I didn't see a person, and I was probably like 7 to 10 feet away from a person if they did cross by on the sidewalk, like here, but the car just slammed on the brakes and I stalled, and I'm like, oh my God. And it hit those brakes pretty hard. I thought I actually hit a car. I'm like, dude, I look behind me, and you shouldn't use the rear view camera as your primary focus when you're reversing. So I look behind me, looking in the mirrors, and I see the car I'm going next to. I thought I just went straight back into somebody, and I didn't see it on the rear view camera either. But I'm like, what the heck was that? So I'm looking in there, and the car stalled. I never stall. Race Car Friends does. Shout out to them in the culture. Race Car Friends, Blueprint 1LE, 100 Gain 8. Race Car Friends, the only one that stalls. And I'm looking in here like, what the f happened? What happened? And the only thing that I see is a puddle on the screen. I don't know if it was due to the camera being dirty, because riding around on these salty roads, the camera gets a lot of dirt and it's hard to see. But that shouldn't have anything to do with the sensors that, like the cross pedestrian alert. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Another one, it had to be a pedestrian that it thought it saw, but it slammed on the brakes. I'm like, whoa, what the heck? So that one had my heart pounding, because I thought I actually crashed the car. But once I saw it was nothing behind me still, I'm like, oh, I just started the car and backed up in the spot. So that happened. Another thing that happened on here, and it happens frequently. So, you know, I bought this car as my family hauler, got the car seats in the back. So my kids thankfully pointed this one out. So let me show you what happens. So maybe I'm trying to reenact the thing that happens. So let me open their door. So this is what I normally do, or maybe not. Let me just see what I normally do. So stepping out the car. I don't know exactly how to get it to do it, but we'll see if it does it. So if I get out the car and they get out the car and they don't close their door all the way, and nothing really goes off to let me know that their door isn't closed all the way. So right now you can see the door is somewhat open, and I lock the doors afterwards. So when I try to open this door, it shouldn't open because it's locked. But when I unlock the door, okay, it actually worked that time. So let me try something else again on that one. So maybe if the door is open, because sometimes I'm a little impatient, so I'll lock the door while they're getting out the car. And let's say that they don't close the door all the way, which happens more than once. All right, so this door is closed now. And then say if I try and get back into the car, this door okay, now it's acting right. Okay, I don't know how to make it do it 100% of the time, but sometimes when they don't leave the door closed all the way, I can't open the door, be it unlocking it on the key or using my hand to unlock the doors here. So I'll have to physically go inside and manually press the door release here, or the door lock mechanism, because it won't unlock with the keys. I noticed it a couple times, so I'll have to go in here and lock this myself. I don't know how to exactly trigger that. Now y'all got me out here about to spend the whole video trying to do that. But yeah, it's been certain instances where it's like, I don't have time to play with this door, man. I'll just be like, get in on the other side and we'll see what happens. But it's definitely, once it's, both times it was when the door was half closed, and it was this passenger door as well. Yeah, sorry I can't get it to do it this time. I don't know what triggers it. Maybe if it happens again, I'll see what happens and what exactly went on, get the steps to see if I can reproduce that. But 2 times my door, and I like bump it all the way closed, it still won't unlock with the key. I had to physically press the button in, but no big deal. It happens. Just point that out because it is my experience, trying to let you all know everything with this car. As far as people with rear passengers, the back seats are holding up quite well. My kids ride in here quite often, and it is not bad at all. It's normally like underneath these car seats where you see like the messed up part, but even this being here, it's like a little indentation. Pretty sure, and this is a little, this ain't as soft as that TLX, I tell you that, but still pretty good now here. Like, it's minimal wear and tear, as you should expect from a car that's new. So just driving from day to day, I've been switching up. I did have everything set up to sport, and then I turned it down to comfort mode to see if it would change my gas mileage. It was like negligible. I probably got like 1 mpg better from changing the throttle from sport to comfort mode, so back to sport. But I kind of dialed that back a little bit because I want to get into the accelerator. It just feels fun being able to just smash the gas, and sport mode is good too, and it's not a fast car, but that's just what I want. And then I turned the steering down to comfort mode to try that out. So it's something a little, and I'm about to be real nitpicky right here with the electronic steering rack. It is like when trying to make very micro maneuvers, I can kind of feel like the steering wheel is like twitchy, and not like if I had like a hydraulic system, it would be like fluid. But since this car is like electronic with the steering mechanisms, it's like a little twitchy when I try to make like the little micro maneuvers. Like if I'm just cruising on the highway and just want to correct my steering, it'll be like, it'll give me a little force, and I just want to make like the smallest maneuver or the smallest change in the steering angle, and it gives me like a little more feedback than it should. So that's what these electronic steering racks do. I don't like that, but it's not a deal breaker at all. Just pointing out, this is just my observations, and I spent a lot of time in this car, so I'm putting everything out there for you, because if that bothers you, that'll be a deal breaker for you. But it's not bad at all. So with the gas mileage, I'm on the forums and people are getting like mid-30s. How are you doing that? I can only see that if I'm cruising at like 55 miles an hour. I actually get like 40 something if I'm cruising at like 55, between 55 and low 60 miles per hour. But in my daily commute, I'm seeing like high 20s. I don't know how people are getting 30s unless they're in rural areas, but it could be a mixture of this Michigan gas, the winter blend. Because I did notice when I drove it down south, the same route on a road trip, I averaged 33 miles an hour going down to Alabama, but coming back, I averaged like 38 on the same route, but it's just gas in the south. And I noticed that at a young age too. The gas mileage, even on my parents' car, it went further down there than it will up here. So maybe it's just a gas blend. I don't know, but I would like to see better. I would still like to see higher MPGs, even though this is the car that I've had with the highest MPGs. But as an economical car, I would like to see better. I don't know how I can see better. Maybe I'm driving it too aggressively. Rev hang, that still bothers me. I thought very strongly about tuning it out. I actually tried to take my ECU out to get the number on it back in December, but then I just kind of forgot about it. And now I'm at a point like, should I just tune it or just see if I can get my hands on the Integra Type S, because that's coming out. It'll be here in like a month or so. So really trying hard to get one of those. But should I not get one of those, then we'll see what we do. We can do a lot more modifications on here. But still a great daily driver. Like, will never understand the hate of this car. Like, yeah, it's not a two-door Integra, but Honda doesn't have that to supply, and nobody would buy it because nobody's buying coupes anymore, and everything's changing in today's market. So they're in the business to make money. I already know that a front-wheel drive coupe is not a recipe for volume sales, which is what they need. This car is doing pretty good numbers. Other than that, trips to the dealership, only an oil change, and the dealership offers like 2 or 3 oil changes for free. And Acura themselves, they offer 2 years, 24,000 miles, like free maintenance. So I'm covered on that aspect. Top notch in the service department. Everybody's so friendly. They treat you like you got a Rolls Royce or something. I'm like, man, why they so nice? I just got the cheapest car y'all sell. But they are very nice. And I noticed that at other Acura dealerships in the past too. They are very, very accommodating. Like when the ILX first came out, when I had my 2004 Acura TL with the 6-speed manual, they gave me a brand new ILX just to, and I bought the car used, no warranty as is. And they took the car, I had like some kind of steering issue that they fixed when they got the car. They were not obligated to fix that for me, but they did it for free. So shout out to the Acura dealerships. Hopefully most of them are the same, because dealerships around here, I've seen some pretty bad dealerships in this area in Michigan. No shout out to Subaru. It depends on where you are, because 100 Gain 8 race car friends, they think Subaru has like the best dealerships. Me up here, I think they're probably about the worst dealerships. So next to Ford, and I did find a good Ford dealership, so it just depends on where you are. But Acura across the board has been great, like no matter where I've been. Lifting this hood up, got some quite a bit of dirt up under this thing. What's going on down here? But everything is as expected. Oh dang, I got like a battery warmer on there. Dang, I don't know. But this is the ECU that I need to take out, because there's a number on the side. If I do the K tuner, it's a number on the sticker way down there that I can't get to. So I took this screw off right here, took these off, but then I noticed there's a screw like way down there. That one like right there that's out of focus, and I need some better tools or a longer tool extension to get down there so I can take this out, read the code, and get that tuned. But other than that, there's not a whole lot else to say about the car. I said many things, all of my problems. The infotainment, it still do that crap like every now and then, and it's still an annoyance. I started using the wireless phone charger. I haven't seen it yet, so maybe it's just with the USB, because when you do a USB connection, it kind of doubles as a wireless connection as well. So I'm just doing all wireless right now. Haven't seen it yet, but it's only been a couple weeks that I've been doing it. So I got my phone out here naked right now. No case on my phone, and I dropped it as soon as I got out the car. So yeah, at this point, I'm pretty much used to all the quirks and all the features of the Integra. So this is the car I jump into, and I know my thug dizzle. And this kind of sucks going from the BMW to this, because they do certain things differently. Like the BMW, I turn the car off, the radio's still on. This car, I touch the push button and everything just turns off. So it's going back and forth. This is I don't know, it's first world problems, I guess, but I don't know, it's minor annoyances, but it's not the car's fault. It's me for having two cars that are so opposing to one another with how they operate. But that's all I got to say about the Integra. Even with the bad, still a great car, still highly recommended. What else is in the class? I haven't driven the GTI at all, but that would be probably the greatest to go toe-to-toe with the Integra. But I think this one looks better, but that's all I can say. I need to try that, get my hands on that, review one of those. If you in this Michigan area, you got one, let me borrow that thing for a few minutes. Where do we go from here? So this car could be leaving the channel. Like I mentioned, that Integra Type S, I'm trying to get that, and in order to get that, and it only makes logical sense to get rid of this to get the same car, the Integra Type S. So I'm going to try to do that. So at some point this car might go away, hopefully to come back with the Integra Type S. But if I happen to sell the car and don't come back with that, that would be kind of ooh, wouldn't want that to happen. But we're going to speak it into existence. We're going to manifest it. Shout out to 100 Gang Nate. We're getting the Integra Type S, making that happen. Really enjoy this car. Family loves it. Wife loves it. Kids just like being in this car. And it's a fun car. And I like driving it. I enjoy driving it. So not sure which video I'm going to release, but I just did a POV on here. And it was a blast to drive, man. Like, even though it's down on horsepower, getting them tires just skirt all over the place, that'll never get old to me. So let me know what you think. If you got one of these cars, let me know what problems you've been going through, if you've had any at all. So me, this is my channel. I gotta put out everything, lay it all on the table, because I don't want you all out here. I don't want to withhold the information and let you all make a bad purchase on anything that could be a deal breaker to you. So I'm just laying it all out there just for you all, for the consumer. So I'm on y'all side. I am the consumer as well. Drop a comment. Check out all the other videos. I'll put the playlist at the end of the video with the closing of it. And I will check you all out in the next video. Check out my channel. Peace out. So I got this nut off right here. Oh my God. And then I took these off. I'll just say screw. I got this screw off. Why'd I say that?